It's all about the great exchange. The great exchange to me is there's a difference between initiation and trying to lead or control the situation, right? This one really I learned mostly in dating because in everything else in my life, I'm really good at initiating. That's not an issue. I can initiate whatever. If I can think of something, I'll just go out and do it. I'll think of anything literally and just be like, I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna go visit there. Initiation is not my issue. It's once I get there, once I've started it, am I supposed to then lead it and control it or just sit back and relax? Welcome back to Along This Spiritual Journey. So, this example of the great exchange is, for me, always going to come back to initiation and leading. They both have their flaws, they both have their pros, but I'm going to speak mostly of the pros first because that's important to me. So, when you initiate, initiation is simply saying hello. Initiation is eye contact. Initiation is like if you could do a like or something, you can like something, whatever. If you're in an app, push whatever little zap or bab they got to say the person you like, right? That's initiation. There's nothing, everyone has the right to initiate, okay? Especially in dating because there's so many different personalities now. See, right now, we hold men and women to these standards of men are supposed to do this, women are supposed to do this. And it's not about the genitalia. I say this in all my work. It's not about the body parts, it's about the energy. The masculine energy is technically not supposed to initiate, they're supposed to be planted, right? The feminine initiates by planting. So, what I mean by that is there's a seed. The seed itself is the masculine energy. It can't do anything without Mother Earth. It can't do anything without Mother Gaia. It can't do anything without the you can't do anything with the masculine seed. But once you plant it, now it's in the feminine womb, which is action, initiation. Mother Earth then waters, gives, and it starts the process of gestation and whatever else the body goes through or the earth goes through to start being born, right? But then masculine energy takes over once it's planted. And then it starts rooting and expanding and growing. That's masculine energy. Feminine energy as well as expansion to me because feminine grows everywhere. It bursts everywhere. But the masculine is the root. That's all it is. The feminine runs everything. The masculine is born from the feminine. The masculine itself is a separate entity. The feminine itself is a separate entity. We are a hybrid of both. How far y'all want to take that back of Adam and Eve or the universe or the back, that is up to you guys. What I'm saying is these energies are based in initiation and then leading. Once the contact by the feminine is initiated, and I say it can be man or woman, gay, bi, straight, doesn't matter because I'm speaking of energy. One of the biggest things I do when I talk about people is I talk about energy, not genitalia, because none of us are actually experiencing ourselves as our genitalia. We're experiencing ourselves as energy and emotions first. And then when we meet people we like, we experience the genitalia stuff, right? But as ourselves alone, we're not thinking of feeling that until the mind or imagination knows to create that. The point being is that we have to learn how to be both. We have to know how to initiate and then sit back and relax, which is the divine feminine. And then once it's initiated, then you step up, step in, and take charge, not take control, not take over, take charge, which means you're simply controlling the pressure, not the situation or the environment, because no one can do that. But you can control the pressure. And so, learning how to be a leader and step in and step up when necessary and guide from afar, knowing that this feminine is not always going to be able to do everything you do and you can't do everything the feminine does. But you're both, right? The only thing that a physical masculine can do is understand and empathize and try to protect. That's the point of the physical masculine. The physical feminine, they can literally born life into this world, right? and carry things. I can never, and milk babies and all this stuff. I could never, right? Because that's a whole nother entity, but they're both of spirit. They're both of the universe. And we understand that they're a puzzle piece that works together. There's not one that does all of it more than the other, and there's not one that does less. They do equally the same amount, just enough for the universe to do what it needs to do. So when you know how to initiate within your own life and know how to take control without becoming so masculine that now you can't let anybody in, because I've been there, I was doing that. Even in the gay world, you can still be overtly masculine. That's why people don't think about it. There's way more feminine energy than there is masculine energy. I think that's important to understand that that's good because the feminine was suppressed for so long. But at the same time, now you have men who are coming out and they really don't know who they are and they need someone to teach them. So they don't know if they should be initiating or if they should be controlling the situation. So when you have two men trying to figure that out, they're like, or two women trying to figure that out, they're like, who wants to initiate and who wants to, you know, take control after this? Because I can get it started if you want to finish it later, right? Like I can mow the lawn if you want to take care of the house inside, or we can switch and swap roles. That's fine, right? Anybody can be those energies, but knowing which ones prefer to do certain energies and which ones want to do those energies is what it's really about. So I had to learn. I was always taking control and initiating. And so this looks like I would talk to the person first, ask to get their number first, set up the dates first, communicate all the conversation first. I was doing all this. But then in my relationships, I'm also the nurturer. So I was cooking and cleaning, taking care of the house. And I'm like, this man is just sitting here ain't doing nothing. And I'm like, well, you're allowing him to not do anything. And it don't mean that in a disrespectful way to anybody, but I'm saying for myself, I was taking over because I thought I had to by not giving the person space to do it. Now, I'm not talking about household chores and stuff like that. I'm talking about energy still, where it's simply saying they wanted to like initiate dates or initiate stuff like that. Why do it if I'm always doing it every week? Right? You know what I mean? You come to expect it. Yes, a good partner will be like, you know what? They do this for me all the time. Let me try to surprise them and do something. That is in the perfect world, but not everyone gets that perfect world. So if you can't do that, then you pull back on energy and you ask yourself, how am I giving out my energy? Am I initiating and sitting back and letting it come to me and be called back in, feminine energy? Or am I letting it come to me? I'm starting it, I'm taking over, I'm not asking any questions, but at the same time, I understand that this is what this energy wants, masculine energy, right? Because you can only go so fast until the feminine's like, pull back, brother, before you kill us. You're going a little too fast. Slow down, please. So it's really learning that these two energies are always going to work together. But you do have to know within yourself and your track record. If things aren't going the way you want, don't blame the outside world. Ask yourself, am I initiating and waiting, or am I trying to control and take over? Because again, control and taking over are necessary in certain situations, but not people. You can't control and take over people. That's not really going to happen. But you can take over and control an environment as far as if something's in danger or not safe and you can come in and pull something out and save it, right? That's the type of control I'm talking about, not distorted where someone's abusing someone and trying to hurt them to get them to do what they want. That's another level of psychosis, and I'm not going down that route. But yes, there are energies where the masculine naturally wants to take over. They naturally want to control the environment, and that's fine. But they have to learn how to yield into their feminine, and they have to also initiate sometimes. They can't just wait for the initiator to initiate. And the initiation also too, you can initiate, just don't try to control it, because once you start trying to control it, you're going to go too far into your masculine. So just initiate and wait. So if you want to be in your feminine, initiate and wait. If you want to be in your masculine, wait for the introduction or wait for the invitation, and then you go in and do what you're supposed to do. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Love you.